hateful and conspiratorial messages. There's no getting around it. They are detaining, arresting, disappearing, whatever people for being anti-Trump. I saw this one, yeah. British tourist detained by ICE for weeks for backpacking in Washington. She was only sent back to the UK this week. I think we actually covered this one. Rebecca Burke? I think we covered this one, I'm pretty sure. Just keep in mind that for every story that we see that is given attention by the media, there are plenty more that have not been. They recently detained an Indian student with a PhD over his pro-Palestine statements. Cool. Trump moves to deport Indian pro-Palestinian Georgetown University student. Yeah. Look, I don't like this travel advisory warning for Britain because it's underselling the danger here. This is not just a matter of if you comply with the rules, you're fine. This isn't just a matter of if you get anything technically wrong, rather than working with you, they'll deport you. This is being anti-Trump in your anything in your phone, in your messaging. That's sufficient. That's enough. Going after political dissidents. Do you think the deportations are happening as you expected before the Trump term? No, things are accelerating much faster than I thought. So sorry about that. Oh, this guidance was issued after Rebecca Burke's release. Okay. You were supposed to be always right. I know. Look, it's just, this is a meaningful distinction because we have gone, like, things are escalating rapidly, obviously, and we know they are. But this is a new low, which is searching your phone on entry to see if you're anti-Trump. Do you have any idea? Like, we are genuinely talking about a level of entry scrutiny that is reserved for, like, Iran. Like, there are countries that do this, but it's we're talking beyond. Yeah, like, we're talking about, like, a very small number of countries in the world that act like this. Now, this isn't official behavior. ICE has just been essentially given, like, a free pass to do whatever they want. Israel does this with Eastern Europeans. Well, you know, the Middle East's only democracy. They don't even do this in China. I don't want to make any general statements. I don't know if that's the case or not. My guess is that for the most part, they wouldn't, in large part because they rely a lot on foreign investment. Why Eastern Europeans? I don't know. I was reading from someone in chat. Is this basically martial law? No, martial law is a different thing. The German Foreign Office has issued a new U.S. travel advisory, but it's not a travel warning yet. Oh, it'll get there. Published 12 hours ago. The change comes after 3 German nationals were detained trying to enter the U.S. You've probably noticed if you've tried to book a flight anytime in the United States recently, but travel costs, especially international ones, are really low right now. And a lot of that is because airline traffic within the United States is declining significantly. Part of that you could argue is an economic thing. Part of that, it seems, is, well, people are terrified of interacting with ICE. You can't really blame them for that. Demand for gas is dropping too. Yep. Gas prices went down a bit. Those who know. Can we get a martial law countdown on the stream? We know when they're going to implement martial law, if they implement martial law. The 90-day buffer period given to the joint investigative body formed by the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. Yeah, April 20th. We know when, if they implement martial law, we know when that's going to come out. Or at least we know when the recommendation for the order is going to come out. It's within 90 days, so it could be any days. I guess that's true. I imagine they'd push it out to the last day, but, you know, I guess we'd have to see. How do you even justify martial law when nothing is happening? Trump, in a bid to try to win in the midterms back in 2018, declared a state of emergency and sent the U.S. National Guard down to the border in anticipation of a migrant caravan that didn't exist. They're trying to classify fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know. I don't know if you're a history buff, but the Nazi Party killed 6 million Jews for no reason. Just, like, in case we're trying to keep a running tracker of how much you can do for no reason. Did you see the article from the Canadian woman who was detained by ICE? I've read about her. I'm not familiar with this exact article. Yeah, we got the details of this. Being tortured, being kept in solitary confinement. Didn't we cover that? Yeah, but this is like a longer article about it, which is good. The most attention possible should be directed towards this stuff. It's absolutely terrifying and unprecedented in American history. I've read this article, very dissuasive of setting foot in the US. Oh, I strongly recommend, if you are outside the United States, and not a US citizen, of course, if you are for any reason considering travel to the US, don't. I would just I strongly recommend that you not come over. We don't know how many people are getting disappeared. Recently, by the way, we have confirmation, an acknowledgement that innocent people were sent over to the El Salvador Trump gulag, including, and we'll get to this, someone who was imprisoned and tortured by the current, was it current or previous Venezuelan regime? I don't actually know what the timeline is there. But he came over to the United States, committed no crimes, and now he's in a slave camp. So that's great. Look, you just don't want to come here, okay? You really, really don't. It was the current Maduro regime? Okay, gotcha. Will Trump mind foreign tourism to the U.S. tanking? Has it already? Again, I do think that the deliberate plan here is to create a recession. So I think that cutting back on, foreign investment, on immigration, et cetera, I think that's all like fully in with the plan. I think that works perfectly well for them, Will it harm the economy? Sure. But,